And so we're now in Jonah 1:11. We're continuing our learning of tenses. The video I did right before this was from Genesis 1:1, and we learned a tense called the perfect tense. I told you that the perfect tense has a sense of completed action. The other tense is the imperfect tense, which has a sense of not having completed action. Well, in this video, I want to introduce you to the third tense, as it were, which is a past tense, a true past tense. So this is Jonah 1:11. The first two words are Vayomaru, alive, which means, well, do you know alive? You should be able to translate alive already. Ale is two, and then the vav is him. So, and they said to him. So let's take this Vayomaru and divide it up into its parts. Okay, so at the front you've got a vav patak doubling. That's a one morpheme, not morphine, that'll kill you, but morpheme is a little meaning bit of a word. So vav patak doubling. Then we've got the yod. The yod is actually what tells us that this is an imperfect form. The perfect tense tends to add letters on the end. The imperfect tense tends to add letters on the beginning. So this yod tells us that this is a third person form of some kind. The sharuk at the end, let me go ahead and break it on down. The sharuk at the end tells you that it's not only third person, but it's third masculine plural. The yod would have told you it was third masculine something. And then the sharuk at the end tells you it's a third masculine plural. Amar is the word, the basic word, the three consonants of the core word that means to say. So and comes from the vav. The yod sharuk 1-2 punch tells you it's a they, and then amar is say. Now, the yod would have said this form is imperfect. And so sometimes the old grammarians would say the vav patak doubling tells you it's a converted imperfect. Now, a real Hebrew grammarian is going to please don't say that. Fingers on a chalkboard. This is not very accurate. But just to help you ease into the subject, let me tell you the way they used to talk a long time ago in a faraway place, how they used to talk about Hebrew tenses. So the imperfect tense with the yod, they used to think, that's the future tense. And so with the vav patak doubling on the front, it converted the imperfect to a past tense. Now, that's horrible. What I'm saying is absolutely horrible from a modern grammarian understanding of things. But it'll get you in the door, and then we'll fix it later. So basically, vav patak doubling on an imperfect form is a true past tense. It is what we might call a preterite tense. So just to sum up from our last video, there are two main tenses, nay, even three maybe, in Hebrew. There's the perfect tense, which is about completed action. There's the imperfect tense, which is about incomplete action. And then there's the true preterite that I'm teaching you right now, which historically was a true past tense. Eventually, I'll tell you more about the old story of Hebrew grammar. But in this video, we want to learn the converted imperfect or preterite tense, which is a true past tense. It's all over the Old Testament, especially in the stories and in the narratives. Vayomaru, and they said. Can you seal that in your brain? Vayomaru means and they said. If it was just Vayomer, it would be and he said. We've seen that before. Anyway, let's keep going. So let's call this form, Vayomaru, a third masculine plural because of the yod and sharuk, converted imperfect because of the vav patak doubling on a yod from the word amar. Okay, that's the main thing I want you to learn from this video. But let's go to the rest. The rest of the verse says this: Ma naaseh lak vayis tok hayam me alenu me alenu. Okay, what does this mean? Well, ma, is a question word. It means what. This naaseh is what will we do? What we do. We will do. And then lak, to you. I'm not sure why this has a feminine. It should be laka. But something feminine, I don't know. They're not calling Jonah a girly girl. I mean, there's nothing like that. It's a feminine form. I'm not quite sure why. It should be laka. So those of you calling all Hebrew grammarians out there to my help to tell me why this is not quite what I expected. But we know it means to you. Okay, it's a feminine form, but in talking to Jonah, but anyway, we'll go with it. What will we do to you? Vayish tok, and we will calm the sea, or and the sea will calm from upon us. So the subject is the sea. You know, hayam, hey patak doubling, that's the. And the sea will calm down from upon us. Now you should be able to do from upon us. May is the word for from. Normally it's mem heric doubling, because nun assimilates when no vowel separates, and it doubles the next letter. But the ayin it's not in my contract. I don't do doubling, and so it says, okay, fine, I'll compensatory length. So the heric becomes a seri. So that's from. All means upon, and then you should know nu as a pronominal suffix that means us, from upon us. So what we will do to you, and the sea will calm from upon us. Now you'll notice that this is not the way we do things in English. We would have some kind of a conjunction here like, what will we do to you so that the sea will calm down from upon us? But Hebrew sometimes will do this. You kind of have to get the feel for it. What will we do to you and the sea will calm upon us? It means, what should we do so that the sea will calm down? But that's not the way the Hebrew does it. That's not the way they play the game. What will we do to you and the sea will calm down from upon us? Okay? I'm not going to tell you some of the forms there because I think your brain might be nearing capacity for this video. So let me just bring it on down. Ki hayam holek va so'er. For the sea is going and raging. The sea's pretty upset. This is ki, it's a conjunction, means for. Hayam, hey patak doubling, the, and then yam is sea. Holek, the, so'er. Both of these are what are called participles, but I can see I wisely decided not to try to make you learn participles in this video because it's a lot. So what did we learn? What do I want you to learn from this video? I want you to learn that vayomeru, that the vav patak doubling on the front tells you this is a past tense verb. And then yod is an imperfect indicator. It tells you the third masculine by itself, third masculine singular, but with the sharuk, it's third masculine plural, which is where they comes from. Well, again, don't worry if that's too confusing because we're going to see things over and over again, and eventually I'll summarize it all and it'll stick. So this has been Jonah 1:11 in Biblical Hebrew.